And आज जो सपने देख रहे हो, बस उसको पूरा करने के लिए जो तुम्हारे अंदर है, whatever you have, just give it all. So this is the moment of Martyrs Day. We are here to mark the occasion. And I would actually like to begin with a very poignant poem. This poem is not a very fancy, famous poem, not by some very big poet, but it's written by a hero. It's written by Major General Ian Cardozo. He's a 1971 war veteran. Has anyone of you heard his story? Major General Ian Cardozo? I'll tell you the story, but first I will tell you the poem. And the name of the poem is The Unknown Soldier. And listen to it carefully, because it comes from a man who has given it all. I am the unknown soldier, forgotten and ignored. When once the war is over and peace and quiet restored, I fought for you and country, and now I'm dead. I rest in quiet exclusion, because nothing more is said of how I did my duty, that you may sleep in peace, when once the foe was vanquished and the strife of war had ceased. The country called upon us, and we did what needs to be done to oust the vicious enemy and ensure the war was done. Our near and dear ones blessed us and sent us full of pride to defend the country's honor, and some were newly-wed brides. I went and fought your battles, most of which were won. Some never came back. All were mothers' sons. I fought with equal measure on hill and vale and plain, exposed to all the elements of snow and ice and rain. So many were so anxious, and some do still wait in vain. What can you do to lessen our loved ones' grief and pain? My last rites were not given. My last rites were not given. I died a soldier's death. My eldest son kept waiting. His hopes that I went and did my duty. I do not ask for much, only a place of honor. My loved one's heart can touch, a place where they can think of happy days gone by, to pray on the lonesome morrow, and if need be, let them stand and cry. Although I have left Earth's orbit and need to rest in peace, my soul is not past caring. My pain will never cease till you and the country's leaders create a hallowed space for a fitting war memorial on valor and honor based. This poem was written by Major General Ian Cardozo in the year 2001. And in the year 2019, the National War Memorial was made. So his thought about giving a befitting place for the loved ones of the fallen soldier to sit and remember them actually has come true. And just before coming here, I was speaking to General Cardozo, his permission to recite this poem here. And he told me to convey it to all of you, that be the worthy sons of soil, daughters of soil, be worthy of the sacrifices of those thousands of soldiers who have given their lives for this nation. Some heroes are sung, some are unsung. This does not lessen their shahadat. And so today, my dears, I'm just here. I would just be having a conversation and stories with all of you. This is not a Gyan Bhari Pathshala. It is just a conversation with all of you. In my view, when any hero is in midst of action, and hero can be anyone. Hero, of course, this day we celebrate for Mahatma Gandhi. And when father of our nation was leading all of us, he did not want to be placed at an altar. He did not want to be given the highest rank or something. He was just doing his bit towards this nation. Everyone, right from those freedom struggle movement, is full of such heroes and heroines. We all remember Rani Lakshmi Bai. But do we remember Jhalkari Bai in the same way? Do we speak of Quili? Do you know who is Quili? Almost 80 years before 1857 was fought, Quili fought along with the queen, Velu Nechiyar, and got the freedom for the kingdom of Vijayanagaram. Task given to her was to blow up the entire arms and ammunition storage of Britishers. And do you know what she did? She asked her women soldiers to pour ghee over her. And completely smothered with that ghee, a diya was lit on her body. And burning from head to toe, she walked inside the arms and ammunition storage area. And in matter of minutes, the entire godown was blown into pieces. No one remembers Quili. No one talks of Quili. And as the topic of today's webinar is forgotten heroes, I think we must all take a minute to remember, to go back into our studies and think of such fallen heroes. You are all civil services aspirants and must be going through books. Have you all read of Matangiri Hazra, a 71-year-old lady who led the procession of 600 people, surrounded the Thana, Britishers' Thana, and chanted for the freedom, kept saying, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. 71-year-old women. Uda Devi, an Adivasi woman who could not do much. What she could do was climb trees. And that's what she did. She would climb on top of trees and shoot arrows at the Britishers. And in one such struggle, she shot down almost 36 Britishers. Uda Devi. We all remember Ram Prasad Bismil. But do we take a minute to pause and think of his mother, Mulmati? When Bismil was in jail and he was about to be executed, you know who was Bismil? Or he's also a forgotten hero. And his famous lines were, "Dekhna hai zor kitna baaz hue qatil mein hai." These are the words that still give goosebumps. And in 1927, he was arrested for the Kakori conspiracy. But his mother, she brought out her son and told the people that if my one son is gone, I will lay down my second son in the honor of this nation. She offered the son for the freedom movement. These are forgotten heroes. We all remember Subhash Chandra Bose's Indian National Army. But do we take a minute to remember Lieutenant Asha Sahai? The woman who says that we were marshes, we were going through the forests with leeches all over us, taking on the might of the Britishers and giving everyone himmat and josh by just singing or humming. Kadam kadam badaye ja. This is what we did. Never forget the women like Saraswati Rajmani, who was just 16 years old when she joined the National Army. Since she was just a very young girl, she used to be dressed up as boy and sent inside Britishers' camp to get the information. And during one such visit inside the British camps, she and her friend were caught. They ran and ran for their lives. They ran for their lives. Britishers fired at them, and the bullets were grazing their ears, grazing their shoulders. They kept running. Finally, one of the bullets got into the calf. Still, they helped each other and reached back to their camps and gave all that classified information to the Indian National Army officials. Never forget them. Noor Inayat Khan, Sehbat Khan. Never forget. These are the heroes. When we read of Bhagat Singh, do you remember Durga Bhabi? If not, please read. They are the forgotten heroes and heroines. And our history books are full of such names. But you will have to scratch the surface more. You will have to Google more. You will have to research more to find out about the forgotten heroes and heroines. But why do we need it? Why do we need only Martyrs' Day to remember them? My dear students, the names that I have taken, I could have gone on and on and on. There is no dearth of names. But remember, they are your DNA. They are the DNA of this country, the fabric of this country. The generation that has, come into this country after we have gotten the freedom, many times feel that that era is long gone. I'm also one of your generation who has, born much after the freedom movement. And so I think it's very important for us to remember our heroes. And when we speak of all these names, always one thought comes to my mind, and that is when these heroes were fighting these battles, when they were in this conflict, they were only doing their duty. They did not ask to be remembered as heroes or heroines. But today, when we take their names, it is only because they did what they thought was right. They gave it their all. All. And when I say all, I must tell you the story of General Ian Cardozo here, whose poem I read out. 1971 war was going on. Liberation of Bangladesh. General Ian Cardozo was leading his men from Gurkha regiment. Now, to break the back of enemy, it was very important to conduct a heliborne operation. So a first heliborne operation on a foreign soil by Indian soldiers was conducted. With handful of soldiers, General Ian Cardozo was taken by a chopper deep inside enemy territory. With the rope, they slithered down. Everywhere, the enemy's presence was so palpable. It was supposed to be a strike mission, a surgical strike. They had to go inside, conduct raids, and out. But what happened? They were supposed to be there for 2 days. Instead, they got stuck there for 9 days. It was cold. It was chilly. Out in the open. They did not have ration because in place of carrying extra bullets and extra ammunition, they did not have extra sweaters to save them from chilly weather. They pined for a dry, warm pair of socks because everywhere there was nala and kichad. They went on ahead. They conducted the operation majestically and contributed to that victory in which 93,000 Pakistanis surrendered. And when he was leading his men forward, accidentally, he kept his foot where there was a mine, an anti-personnel mine. और जैसे ही उन्होंने पैर हटाया, नीचे से mine blast हो गई. And along with it, his leg was blown away into pieces. Just hanging by a thread of bone or a cartilage. Everything was blood. He was out and in of his consciousness. He was taken immediately to a place where medical aid could be given to him. But it was a war zone. There was no morphine. There was no sterilized equipments to cut his leg, which was showing signs of gangrene. He told his Gurkha Jawan, chop my leg off, chop my leg off. And the Gurkha Jawan said, nahi sahab, मैं नहीं काट सकेगा आपका पैर, मैं नहीं काट सकता, मैं कैसे अपने सांप का पैर काटूं? And he said, मुझको मेरा खुखरी दो. With shivering and trembling hands, the Gurkha Jawan gave that khukri to his officer's hand. This man looked at his leg, did a judgment in his mind as to how much pressure should be applied where, and he took his hand, brought it down with full force and hacked off his leg. He chopped off his leg. You're feeling uncomfortable. Vaibhav, Tushar, you're feeling uncomfortable. That's what heroes are made of. Today, General Cardozo is alive, and not only alive, won the war, became a war veteran, and when he was told that officer cannot command an infantry regiment, he said, मैं फौज में बाबूगिरी करने नहीं आया हूं. Send me back to my regiment. He cleared his BPET, that is 40 km run with the pack, wooden leg, climbed the icy slopes, proved it to everyone. He went on not only to command his regiment, but to command a brigade and to command a division. They are the stuff heroes are made of. And at this age, General Cardo is writing a lot of stories, 1971 war stories. He's contributing to the hero stories in Amar Chitra Katha. And very soon a movie is going to be out named Kartoos Sab. And why Kartoos Sab? Because his name was Cardozo, and his Gurkha soldiers could not say Cardozo, they used to call him Kartoos Sab. So that was the name, and Akshay Kumar is playing his character. But a real hero cannot even touch a hair of this real life hero. That is the stuff heroes are made of. So, should we forget such heroes? They fought for another nation's liberation. Neither remembered their. And if their own also forget them and only remember them on Martyrs' Day. So just think. And today, as I represent my Fauji fraternity, my olive green fraternity, so my stories also come from there. Let me tell you a story of Murlikant Petkar. I told you this is not a Gyan session. This is going to be a story session because we must remember our heroes. Gyan ki baatein karenge to idhar se gayi, idhar se out. You listen to a story, at least you will Google it. Murlikant Petkar, a young boy who used to do kushti in his village in Sangli, एक दिन कुश्ती के मैदान में मुखिया के लड़के को पटक दिया. गांव के दबंग पीछे पड़ गए. जान बचा के ये 12 साल का लड़का भागा. बस कहां जा रही है बस पता नहीं, जेब में पैसे नहीं है, लेकिन जान बचा के भागा क्योंकि मुखिया के लड़के को कुश्ती में हरा दिया था. He reached Pune. 2-3 दिन भूखा प्यासा भटकता रहा. किसी ने चाय पिला दी, किसी ने 2 रोटी डाल दी. And then someone told him that you look very well built. There is an army recruitment going on. Why don't you go there? So this young boy went. And of course, he was very good in physicals. He got selected. सिपाही के तौर पे भर्ती हो गई. ट्रेनिंग कर रहे थे. Very happy क्योंकि सोने के लिए चारपाई मिल गई, सिर के ऊपर छत मिल गई. गरीब घर से आते थे, पेट भर के खाना नहीं मिलता था. यहां 3 समय का खाना भी मिल रहा था और इतने सारे games and sports की facilities मिली. So he started dabbling in various games and excelled in boxing. Finally, he was sent to Japan to take part in an international championship. He won there. Came back a hero. लेकिन जापान जाने के लिए जब जहाज में बैठना पड़ा, he had run away. He did not want to sit on that aeroplane because he was scared. He had never seen an aeroplane. तो जो लड़का जहाज में बैठने से डर रहा था, वो जापान में जाके इंटरनेशनल चैंपियनशिप जीत के आता है. Now army kept him on, great respect and lot of shabashi was given. And he was asked by his general, Murli, what do you want? And Murli in his innocence said, साहब मैंने कभी कश्मीर नहीं देखा, मुझे कश्मीर दिखा दो. He said, ठीक है. Okay, so all was arranged. He was sent to Kashmir, attached with a unit. He went around, saw Kashmir, Shalimar, Nishat, Gulmarg, everywhere he was taken and given lot of good hospitality. अब क्या हुआ? 1965 की लड़ाई छिड़ गई. He was there in Kashmir, and the regiment with which he was attached was given orders to move front. So he also went with his unit. अभी उनकी जो पोस्ट थी जिसमें मुट्ठी भर सैनिक थे, एक पहाड़ी के ऊपर थी और सामने वाले थे और इधर इंडियन पोस्ट थी. दोनों तरफ से बराबरी के गोलाबारी चल रही है. Murlikant Petkar was also sitting with his rifle. He was aiming and hitting Pakistanis. लेकिन ये जंग है, आपके ऊपर भी गोलियां आती है. Not one or two, but Murlikant Petkar got 9 bullets on his body. And the shock was such, his body could not withstand the shock, and he fell down from the hill. So rolling, he was coming down. नीचे से एक सड़क जा रही थी जिसमें जिस समय मुरलीकांत पेटकर रोड पे गिरे, ठीक उसी समय, as luck would have it, a Fauji vehicle passed, crushing him. Murlikant Petkar lost his consciousness. Next, when he woke up, he was in the hospital and he had become paraplegic. Paraplegic means below waist, nothing was moving. He could only 9 bullets, paraplegic. On top of it, he had lost his memory. After a couple of months, his memory came back. And then he went down in depression. A boy who had gotten so much only out of his physical fitness now could do nothing. But then he was told to do swimming as part of his physiotherapy, as part of his recovery. And he was so good in swimming that he was made to swim with Army Services team for the practice. Do you know eventually? So cutting the long story short, Murlikant Petkar goes to Germany in Paralympics and wins first gold medal for India in an individual event. Before that, India had won gold medal in hockey, but that was a team event. This was the first gold medal either in Olympics that India had won in an individual event. I think in 2018, Murlikant Petkar was given a Padma Award. He still lives on. क्या आपको लगता है हमारी हस्ती है ऐसे हीरोज को भूलने की? इनकी जिंदगी हमारे लिए सीख है. They did not ask to be heroes. They just did what they thought was best at that point of time. Today बहुत ज्ञानी महाज्ञानी लोग जो हैं वापस जाके they start thread bearing. ऐसा करना चाहिए था, ऐसे करना चाहिए था. But at that moment, what do you do and how do you do? What are your actions? They signify your courage, your determination. So these are the stories, my dear, dear, dear children, that कबीर का दोहा है कि सार सार को गही रहे थोथा दे उड़ाए. Take what of this. Think that I should not have to face a contingency in order to awake the hero within me. I should not wish कि मुझे चोट लगेगी तब मैं हीरो बनूंगा. नहीं, ये स्टोरीज आपके साथ इसलिए शेयर कर रही हूं कि आप सबके अंदर वो हीरो है. आप सबके अंदर वो ताकत है. विक्रम बत्रा, योर एज. मनोज पांडे, योर एज. आपको पता है कैप्टन मनोज पांडे, his father was a पान वाला. लखनऊ में उनकी पान की गुमटी थी, पर लड़का बहुत होशियार था. With that limited means of his parents, they did not have lot of resources. बहुत थोड़े पैसे थे, लेकिन लड़के ने बहुत मेहनत करी. फौज में आना चाहता था, रिटन क्लियर किया, एसएसबी के लिए पहुंचे, फटी कमीज, सिली हुई लेकिन शान से धुली हुई स्त्री, पहुंचे इंटरव्यू के लिए सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड, परफॉर्म्ड वेल, एंड व्हेन ही वाज आस्क्ड द hyped question, why do you want to join army, जैसे आप लोगों से पूछा जाएगा why you want to join civil services, this boy gave the answer which to him was very matter of fact, and he said, because yes, Raghavendra Chaubey is writing, to win Paramveer Chakra. In regular circumstances it would have seemed like you are giving an answer which is only pleasing to the eyes or something too out of the blue, but there must be something in his conviction, there must be something in his sincerity, the way he said it, that it just made sense. And actually he proved his dream right, and with his bravery in Battle of Kargil, where he got the bullet wound, but his last words were again of a leader leading his team, leading, and he said, na chodnu. That isn't Gurkhali. To his Gurkha jawans he said, chhodna nahi, na chodnu, chhodna nahi Pakistaniyon ko. And even in his death he led his men with the mission, na chodnu. क्या हमारी औकात है ऐसे लोगों को भूलने की? We owe it to them. We owe it to them. And I think my time is also up, and I'm open to questions. But before I sum up, I would just like to leave you with few learnings that I learned in academy. Well, when Kanupriya was introducing me and Aryan was introducing me, you gave my introduction that I was the first lady officer to be in extreme cold climate and high altitude area. Mind you, I was not there just because I was posted. I volunteered for it because it was very clear to the women of my times that army is not permanent. We knew it. I had a choice either to study for civil services and appear or to join army. But army was my first love. Joined army, gave my all. But I did not want to join it only for the heck of wearing uniform. I wanted to do everything that makes my life worthwhile. That as a person in uniform, I did all that I could. I volunteered for difficult area and went to Operation Rhino. Again, volunteered and went to extreme cold climate and high altitude. That was the time that Indian Army was looking for experiments. Can women handle the high altitude? क्या इनके अंदर दम है कि ये -10, -15, -20 में हैंडल कर सकती हैं खुद को? My job was to look after the troops right up to Siachen Glacier. I've seen what -50 tastes like. 1999, कारगिल की लड़ाई छिड़ गई. And I was pregnant. If I say, I will not fight, please send me back home. I'm a woman, I am pregnant, and I should be treated leniently. आपको लगता है कि मैं कभी अपने आप से नजर मिला सकती थी? आज आप लोगों के सामने बैठकर गुरूर से बात कर सकती थी? I did not ask to be put in that situation. But when that situation came, I bloody well gave my best. And today when we see lady officers getting permanent commission, Rajpath ki parade par Shivangi Singh, first women pilot to fly Rafale. Oh my God, ऐसे छाती चौड़ी हो जाती है. Probably from this year, we will see women officers in submarines deployed on warships. They are already flying the Bisons. That is the aircraft that Abhinandan was flying. They will be in National Defense Academy. But the only currency here is equality. So to all the girls, I would like to tell here that if you want to get your due, never hide behind your gender. Never. Learn to be on the sharpest edge of the knife and be remembered and be respected for your capabilities. Not only that you belong to a woman quota. This is what my generation demands out of you. We don't ask it of you. We don't request it out of you. We demand it out of you. I have given you names of Matangini Hazara. I have given you the names from Lieutenant Asha Sahai. I have given you names from history and I'm giving you names till date. My generation demands it out of you. Be worthy of the sacrifices of the heroes of the generation that has gone by. Yours will be, and yours will be the glory. Jai Hind. Good luck to all of you in all that you do, my dears. If there are any questions, I would love to take them.
First of all, I would like to say thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. You are an inspiration to many people. I sincerely salute you for your undying love and spirit towards our country. So, regarding the questions, Manish has raised his hand, so I would unmute him. Manish, you can ask your question.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jai Hind, Manish.
Ma'am, I am a defense aspirant here.
Okay. Yes,
now,
Manish. अगर आप आपका वीडियो भी ऑन कर दें, यदि आप दिखने की स्थिति में हैं, आजकल वेबिनार के चक्कर में ये पूछना पड़ता है. थैंक यू. यस, हाँ बोलिए.
I am going to appear in the SSB of NDA.
Oh, very good.
So, I was asking that how to prepare for it.
Come join my boot camp. You know that I run boot camps. मैं रगड़ा लगाती हूँ, पसीना निकलवाती हूँ. ठीक है? Okay, online only, online. So you can DM me and I can help you there. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Yes,
मॉर्निंग पीटी से शुरू होता है, दिन में असाइनमेंट्स, रात को क्लास और फिर डांट पड़ती है वो अलग.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है? कारगिल वॉर वेटरन से तुम्हें पढ़ना है तो तुम्हारे अंदर खुद भी दम होना चाहिए. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay, you can DM me on my Insta. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ.
Thank you.
बोलिए.
Okay, so next is from Raghvendra Chobi. Raghvendra, yes. I'm unmuting you.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Raghvendra.
Yes, ma'am. It was wonderful about the speech that you have given us stories. Ma'am, I want to ask one question. Ma'am, I have completed my schooling from 39 GR, APS Varanasi. And ma'am, once in your message, ma'am, you have just told us about Tagda Raho in a Gorkha Jada squad. Ma'am, can you just tell me a little bit much more about SI Kuch?
Tagda Raho is not Gurkha's greeting. It is Assam Regiment's greeting. Tagda Raho. Right? and this is part of their tradition. My father was from Assam regiment. Grown up with this greeting only. माने असम रेजिमेंट में ऑफिसर्स जवान्स एक दूसरे को गुड मॉर्निंग गुड इवनिंग नहीं कहते, वो तगड़ा रहो बोलते हैं। और वो इसलिए बोलते हैं कि इसकी एक कहानी है। असम रेजिमेंट में जो जवान्स आते हैं वो बेसिकली फ्रॉम द नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स के हैं, ठीक है। तो जो वो 7 सिस्टर्स जिनको स्टेट कहा जाता है, 7 सिस्टर्स, वहां हिंदी थोड़ी कच्ची पक्की है। तो एक उनके पुराने सीओ होते थे कर्नल बरबोसा। कर्नल बरबोसा whenever he would speak to jawans, he would always ask, तगड़ा है means happy, healthy, because it is very important for officers and jawans to be connected very well. तो किसी का कोई फैमिली में प्रॉब्लम है या किसी के बच्चे का तकलीफ है या जवान का कोई प्रॉब्लम है, तो देयर हैज टू बी अ वेरी गुड डायलॉग बिटवीन बोथ ऑफ देम, ठीक है। तो वो हमेशा पूछते थे जवानों से, तगड़ा है, और वो कहते थे तगड़ा है साहब, माने ठीक है साहब। धीरे धीरे करके ये एक ग्रीटिंग बन गई, ये एक दूसरे को विश करने का तरीका हो गया। तगड़ा रहो मींस stay happy, have a robust health, I wish you good luck, and that is the story of तगड़ा रहो। And rather जो आपने मेरे से पूछा है, let me also tell you, I had made this video only, मेरे ख्याल से 2 मिनट का वीडियो मैंने बनाया था तगड़ा रहो और WhatsApp पे डाला था, and that video went viral, इतना वायरल, माने in a matter of 24 hours, I got people ringing me up, telling me even from places like Amsterdam, Chicago, Sydney, Saudi, और हिंदुस्तान के गांव-गांव से तो छोड़ दो। एक 80 साल की माँ, वीडियो आया था मेरे पास, एक 80 साल की माँ अपने बेटे को कह रही है तगड़ा रहो, क्योंकि वो कोरोना टाइम चल रहा था, राइट। और आप ये चीज देखो कि उस वीडियो में कहीं मेरा नाम नहीं था, उस वीडियो में कहीं मेरी आइडेंटिटी नहीं थी, लेकिन ये जो वीडियो बना था, इट वाज अ यूनिवर्सल डिजायर एंड अ यूनिवर्सल विश कि कोरोना टाइम पे तगड़ा रहो। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि यूनिवर्स अपने मतलब की चीज खुद उड़ा के लेके जाता है और दुनिया में सबको देता है। तो दिस वीडियो वेंट सो वायरल, और आज आपने देखो मेरे से वही सवाल पूछ लिया, तो मैं आज आप सबको कहती हूं तगड़ा रहो। Yes.
The next question is from Om. Om, you can ask your question. Just a second.
Hello.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes,
first of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing such insight. And will you please throw light upon your days of written and SSB preparation and also some moments in your NCC? I think you were in NCC. So
Oh
just
yes,
few incidents.
I was a very avid NCC cadet, क्योंकि मुझे वर्दी पहननी थी। That was the only dream of my life to wear uniform. तो अब यूनिफॉर्म कैसे आएगी? स्कूल में it was Scouts Guides. We used to wear a blue tunic and have those small little camps. उसके बाद थोड़ी और बड़ी हुई तो NCC ज्वाइन करी। In my class 10th, I had gone for Republic Day camp from junior wing. Then in senior wing, again in college, I went for Republic Day camp. And I also got selected for Indo-Canada Youth Exchange Program. So that is a very prestigious, it's a 6 months long program. But what I got from NCC was that from school days only, since I was doing NCC, एक तो लालच था वर्दी का, और एक लालच था वो संडे के दिन समोसा और बर्फी मिलने का। वो एक समोसा और एक बर्फी जो मिलती थी संडे को परेड की, वो एक बड़ा लालच था। अभी आप लोग हंसोगे, है ना, लेकिन उस टाइम पर वो चीजें बड़ी अट्रैक्ट करती थी। तो एनसीसी की जर्नी शुरू हुई, लेकिन उसने सिखाया कि टाइम मैनेजमेंट क्या होता है, कि आपको स्कूल की पढ़ाई भी करनी है और आपको कैंप्स भी करने हैं। अगर पढ़ाई कम होगी तो पेरेंट्स मना कर देंगे कैंप्स में जाने के लिए, इसलिए पढ़ाई अपनी ठीक टाइम पर होनी है। इमेजिन आई वेंट फॉर माय रिपब्लिक डे परेड camp, Republic Day camp in class 10th. I came back home in the first week of February, and I gave my boards in March. और पूरे साल कैंप होते हैं जब आरडी परेड की सिलेक्शन होती है, पूरे साल आप कैंप करते हो। Almost 7 camps you do, big camps for nationals in sports. So I don't know how my mother said yes to me to go. I don't think मेरे अंदर वो जिगर है कि मैं अपने बच्चों को बोलूं I will say पढ़ाई करो पढ़ाई करो, लेकिन वो समय की बात और थी, पढ़ाई भी हो जाती थी और सब कुछ हो जाता था। तो जब सीनियर विंग की एनसीसी खत्म हुई, नाउ कॉलेज वाज कमिंग टू एन एंड, अभी वर्दी पहननी है, तो वर्दी कैसे पहनी जाएगी? I had met Rajiv Gandhi ji once when I had gone for my junior wing Republic Day camp, and I had asked him that when will we have girls in army, sir? And I still remember his face when he looked at me and he said, one day. But bloody that one day was not coming. साल निकलते जा रहे हैं, साल निकलते जा रहे हैं, oh, one day was not coming. College started coming, closure पे आ रहा है. And so that was the time I started preparing for civil services, जो मैंने आपसे शुरू में जो कहानी शुरू जिससे शेयर किया कि वर्दी पहननी है तो वर्दी तो पुलिस ऑफिसर बनके ही पहनी जा सकती है और किरण बेदी बनना है, तो अब इसके लिए क्या कर सकती हूँ? पढ़ाई कर सकती हूँ, तो चलो पढ़ाई करेंगे। तो वो एक जो फोकस्ड माइंड होता है उसके साथ बैठे। बट देन when girls started coming to army, then it was just single minded agenda to clear the entrance for army. और हमारे टाइम पे रिटन एग्जाम नहीं होते थे, we used to have direct call for SSB on the basis of merit in college. Army headquarter used to select few candidates and send them for SSB. तो जब आपने मेरे से SSB की कहानी पूछी, जब SSB के लिए जा रही थी तो हमारे टाइम पे ना तो कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स होते थे, ना इतनी किताबें होती थी जैसे आजकल इतना इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है, कुछ भी नहीं था। मेरी जान पहचान में कोई ऐसा नहीं था जो मुझे एसएसबी के लिए ऐसे गाइड कर सके। लेकिन एनसीसी से क्या सीखा कि फिजिकल फिटनेस बहुत जरूरी है, एक पर्सनालिटी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज आना चाहिए, वो सब एनसीसी ने सिखाया। टीम वर्क, आई न्यू हाउ टू वर्क इन अ टीम बिकॉज आई वाज अ स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन। आई न्यू हाउ टू वर्क इन अ टीम बिकॉज आई वाज एन एनसीसी कैडेट। एंड एनसीसी में जिस समय, नाउ लेट मी ऑल्सो टेल यू कि आपके अंदर डिटर्मिनेशन कहां से आती है। आप लोग सब दिल्ली में हैं, राइट? दिल्ली में जनवरी की ठंड कैसी होती है वो किसी को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। और जब हम रिपब्लिक डे कैंप के लिए गए उस समय वहां कोई बिल्डिंग्स नहीं थी, हमारे पास टेंट्स होते थे, हम टेंट्स में रहते थे। और टेंट में नीचे मिट्टी, मतलब आपका जब टेंट का इंस्पेक्शन है तो आपने मिट्टी से लिपाई करनी है, उससे पहले आपने नीचे की मिट्टी को खोद के ऊपर से उसमें वो कई चीजें जो ये रोड बनाने की चीजें होती हैं उससे उसको प्लेन करना है, फिर लिपाई करनी है, फिर स्नेक ट्रेंच खोदनी है, उसकी बन्नी बनानी है, हाथ गल जाते थे। अच्छा, अब आपका टेंट रेडी हो गया इंस्पेक्शन के लिए, दिस मीन्स यू कैन नॉट स्लीप इनसाइड द टेंट। यू कैन नॉट स्लीप इनसाइड द टेंट नाउ बिकॉज नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग 8 o'clock ऑनवर्ड्स दिस इज इंस्पेक्शन टाइम। ब्लैंकेट्स फोल्ड हो गए, टेंट की साइड से वॉल्स रोल करके खड़ी हो गई, अभी हम कहां सोएंगे? तो टेंट के अंदर से जो हमारे बेडिंग्स निकल गए बाहर, बक्से निकल गए बाहर, उनके अंदर घुस के सो रहे। और सुबह सुबह उठ के गर्म पानी का वेट नहीं कर रहे, ठंडे पानी से ब्रश कर रहे, नहाने का तो भूल ही जाओ, हिम्मत नहीं थी उतने ठंडे पानी की, जब तक धक्का मार के कोई भेज ना दे वी वुड जस्ट स्टीयर क्लियर ऑफ टेकिंग बाथ। लेकिन वो आपको रेडी होना है, ठंड है चाहे नहीं। तो यहां से जो आपके अंदर एक डिटर्मिनेशन आती है ना कि छोटी मोटी चीजें मुझे हरा नहीं सकती। मैंने दिल्ली की जनवरी की ठंड में बाहर सड़क पे सोई हूं मैं। तो जब आप एसएसबी के लिए जाते हो और आपको डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशंस देते हैं सोचने के लिए, तो आप वाकई में एक सर्वाइवर की तरह जवाब देते हो। और आपसे जब डिफिकल्ट सवाल पूछते हैं तो आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस से जवाब देते हो, क्योंकि वो आपने किया है। एंड सो आई टेल एवरी SSB defense aspirant that be involved with people. छोटी बड़ी चीजें ऑर्गेनाइज करना सीखो, क्योंकि ये आपके अंदर एक ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटी लाती है, लीडरशिप क्वालिटी लाती है। स्पोर्ट्स खेलिए, टीम गेम्स खेलिए। टीम गेम्स आपको सिखाते हैं कि टीम के साथ कैसे एक्ट करना है, क्योंकि हर बार आप नहीं जीतते, आपको कभी झुकना पड़ता है। तो ऐसे नहीं कि मैं हार गया, अब मैं सब ये पूरी शतरंज हिला के चली जाऊंगी, कोई नहीं खेलेगा मेरे आगे, सब हार गए। करते हैं ना बच्चे ऐसे? यू कांट डू दैट। Develop officer like qualities. Read a lot. That will give you information, that will make you relevant. Practice speaking. In my boot camps I just tell people to speak. मैं कोई ज्ञान नहीं देती उसमें, I exercises. Speaking extempore is extremely important. Today I gave you this lecture, I did not refer to any page. How? Because I've read about it, because I've spoken to people, and I have put my experience into words. सबसे मुश्किल है यहां से यहां तक की जर्नी. You have thoughts inside your mind, how to put them into words. This. और ये दो कानों के बीच जो ये आपका जगह है ना, ये पावर हाउस है. The girl who lost her legs climbed Everest just because she thought she can do it. She told her mind and she did it. So आप लोग तो सक्षम हैं, आपको तो अलाउड ही नहीं है कि आप हार मान जाए. अलाउड ही नहीं है, मतलब यू आर नॉट इवन अलाउड टू थिंक इन दैट डायरेक्शन. If God has put you here, given you all these resources, and given you a mindset, you must perform. You must. Again, I'll say the same line. My generation demands it out of you. Demand. I command you to do your best, because you are answerable to us. Right? आप बोलोगे मैम तो डांट रही हैं. Okay. Yes. Any more questions?
Okay, so Vaibhav has one question. Vaibhav, can you speak now?
Jai Hind, ma'am. Thank you very
Jai
much
Hind.
for coming today.
Thank you.
Ma'am, actually, I was going through your portfolio and I saw that, ma'am, when you were called in Kargil War, you were pregnant. So, ma'am, what gave you that strength to come in that war? Because as a man, I don't know the peculiarities, but I would have never chosen to go there. What is that? Something in the blood of somebody in military or something like that, fraternity?
I'll give you an answer to it. When I went to Leh, rather when I had my first child, I was in Operation Rhino. And when I had my second child, I was in Operation Vijay. So I think I have good practice. But that is just on the lighter side. When I volunteered to go to extreme cold climate area, that was the year 1997. And at that time, lady officers were not there. Everything was starting from a scratch for us. It was such initial years of lady officers coming into Army, Vaibhav, that when I got pregnant for the first time and I asked my commanding officer that, sir, now what uniform should I wear? He said, oh, let me ask from Army headquarters. People did not know. It was such initial time. And every day was a struggle. Every day was a struggle. But in Leh, from 1997 to 1999, 2 years I was in Leh, completed my tenure, and By the time Kargil happened in 1999, I had already completed 2 years in Kargil, in Leh, in that Batale Kaksar, Mashko area. I had completed my 2 years. और जब कारगिल की लड़ाई छिड़ी, I was pregnant at that time. I was 5 months pregnant. आपने पूछा, how did I choose? I did not choose. I had no option. And honestly telling you, it never came to my mind. Honestly, it did not come to my mind that I should behave like I am not up to it. और उसका एक reason है that a normal pregnancy is not a medical condition. Yes, it was a rarefied atmosphere. The oxygen was less than 50% of what it is in plain area. The temperature is dipping down to -10. Altitudes are rising 12,000 feet and above. Everything has to be thought of, or I would self-abort my child. Very simple thing like अगर मैंने पालक भी खा लिया और खजूर भी खा लिया और मेरी बॉडी में आयरन ज्यादा हो गया और वहां ऑक्सीजन नहीं है जो उस आयरन को आपकी बॉडी में कन्वर्ट कर सके, I may self-abort my child there. Because I am not a Ladakhi woman. Genetically, my body is tuned for plain areas. There for 2 years. So anything, Murphy's law, anything that could have gone wrong would have gone wrong. But I think universe loves a stubborn heart. Universe will be with you if you are actually moving on with a mindset. I mean, I'm not just saying it for the sake of a dialogue, but actually, my unborn child did not give me any trouble. We have to take care of our security of the unit. We have to equip the men. 6 दिन, मुझे याद है 6 दिन मैं घर ही नहीं आई. I was in my uniform 6 days in my unit, day in and day out, issuing stores, equipping men with arms and ammunitions and bulletproofs and radio sets, night vision devices, batteries and tires for their vehicles, Bofors ammunition, missiles, rockets, everything that you can think of, we were issuing it. So it was a time to perform. And so now that you have asked me, I would also like to mention here that in my Insta page, I do a lot of lives. And a lot of people from this field with the one banner, women, military training, and periods. And I speak to everyone there that how periods should not be stopping you from either swimming or horse riding. How you can handle your pains and your cramps. And so there are some very learned gynecologists who come. There are fitness experts who come. मैं चाहती हूँ लड़कियों तुम पंख लो, तुम उड़ो. जो चीज रूटीन है जिंदगी की वो तुम्हें कभी नहीं रोकनी चाहिए. If I could do it in pregnancy, तो फिर periods क्या है? Here. When General Cardozo could hack off his leg, you think your pain of periods is more than that? So it is a mindset. It is very real. The conditions are very real. लेकिन उसको handle करना है. कैसे handle करना है? I will tell you. बस तुम रुको मत. So that is all I want to say.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the questions. Okay, so another wonderful performance would be made by the Snehi Kundev. She's a part of the Shivranjani Society, so I would request the technical team to please play the video. would thank Snehi for this. Wonderful performance. I can definitely feel the spirit of patriotism in my veins now.
We, the students of Neev, want to give our tribute to Yashika ma'am for her service to the nation, which inspired us to be not only better citizens but also be an efficient part of this system. So, I would request the technical team to play the video.
कांधे पे सूरज टिका के चला तू, हाथों में भर के चला बिजलियां। कांधे पे सूरज टिका के चला तू, हाथों में भर के चला बिजलियां। तूफान भी सोचे जिद तेरी कैसी, ऐसा जुनू है किसी में का। बहता चला तू, उड़ता चला तू, जैसे उड़े बेधड़क आंधिया। बहता चला तू, उड़ता चला तू, जैसे उड़े आंधिया। मंजर है ये नया, मंजर नया, मंजर है ये नया।
We sincerely hope, ma'am, that you like the video. We cannot hear you. Just a second.
Wait. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. आप लोगों ने एकदम सेलिब्रिटी वाली भावना ला दी मेरे अंदर।
Not the celebrity, but you are an inspiration for us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I also would like to share with all of you that whenever you are feeling low or whenever you want that spirit of Josh, you can listen to the stories. I have my YouTube channel, Shaurya Tales. उसमें फौजियों की कहानियां हैं, डेयर डेवल ऑपरेशंस की कहानियां हैं, तो आपको उससे हिम्मत मिलेगी, जोश मिलेगा, right?
Yes. Okay. So coming forward, just a second. As all good things come to an end in an ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give. And that is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. Hence, I would request everyone to switch on your cameras so that we can take a memorial picture for the event. I would request the technical team to click few screenshots. Everyone say cheese. We have all the Josh within us.
Good. I'm so glad to you. Great. Good.
So, yeah, thank you, guest of honor, Captain Yashika ma'am, for your precious time. Now, I request Vikas sir, one of our committee members who always support Neev, to kindly come up and give a vote of thanks to Yashika ma'am and everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Jai Hind, first of all, and I would like to tell you also that I have been in NCC for more than 5 years. Means I was in school in NCC and in college as well. So I got my B certificate and I did my CC also. But in that I did not get a good grade due to some reasons. So ma'am, it was very awe-inspiring lecture and we are very grateful for this wonderful talk that you have given. You told us about the about General Cortego and Cortejo. I'm sorry if I'm mistaking that. And Murli sir, so you have told us very inspirational stories. I hope officers in future and they are becoming the national treasure. They are already the treasure for us. So they will be very much inspired by your personality. And ma'am, as you were inspired by Kiran Bedi ma'am, many of the girls who are listening to you today will be inspired by you. And ma'am, we are very grateful in this sense also that on this very special day, when we remember our martyrs, you have given us so many good stories and inspiring thoughts. And ये लोग जो हैं कुछ लोग सेना में जरूर जाएंगे इनसे इंस्पायर होकर आपकी बातों से, और हमारे देश की राष्ट्रीय धरोहर बनेंगे. एक चीज के लिए हम लोग और भी जो आपने बातें बताई कि हम we owe this generation that who are listening to you, they owe that what our ancestors have gone through and how difficult situations they have faced. So हम लोगों का जीवन तो उस हिसाब से बहुत आसान है और हम लोग बहुत कुछ अचीव कर सकते हैं. ये लोग और आपसे बहुत इंस्पायर होंगे, और मैं एज ए टीचर भी बहुत इंस्पायर्ड फील करता हूँ जब इस तरह के लेक्चर सुनता हूँ, और इस तरह की जो बातें आपने बताई, स्टोरीज अपनी क्लास में जरूर शेयर करूंगा मैम. और इसके अलावा मैं पूरी की पूरी नीव टीम को धन्यवाद देता हूँ, क्योंकि इसमें स्पेशली अमित, पीयूष, कनुप्रिया और काफी ये लोग लगे रहे और इन्होंने पूरा आयोजन खुद से किया मैम. और ये हम लोगों को मतलब बहुत ही कम इन्वॉल्व करते हैं, बहुत ही लेकिन खुद से ही मतलब सारी जिम्मेदारी पूरी कर लेते हैं, और हम लोग आप जैसे अच्छे स्पीकर्स को बुलाते हैं, तो ये एक बड़ी ही अच्छी बात है इस सोसाइटी की. दूसरा मैम, मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ हमारी जो कन्वेनर हैं अपराजिता मजूमदार मैम. शी इज नॉट हियर टुडे बिकॉज ऑफ सम वर्क, अर्जेंट पीस ऑफ वर्क. मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ डॉक्टर उमेश झा, हु इज आल्सो द मेंबर एंड ही इज आल्सो बिजी टुडे इन सम वर्क. So I enjoyed a lot, ma'am, and we hope to be in touch with all of us in future. और आपको मैम बुलाते रहेंगे हम लोग, और पर्सनल भी आपका नंबर हम लोग सब रखेंगे किसी और टॉक के लिए, और किसी मतलब और ऑफलाइन मोड में जब भी कॉलेज खुलेगा हम वी वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट यू.
वो हम सब चाहते हैं कि वापस से ऑफलाइन मोड शुरू हो और आंखों में आंखें डाल के बात हो, देखें सामने, वो एक अलग ही एनर्जी होती है.
बिल्कुल मैम, मुझसे और भी ज्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. सो थैंक यू सो मच ऑल ऑफ यू. थैंक्स.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vikas sir. And thank you so much, Yashika ma'am. And just like Captain Vikram Bhatta said, ye dil mange more. So everyone over here like does not want this event to end. We are saying that ye dil mange more, that this event should stay for a while.
आप मुझे जब बुलाएंगे मैं आपके पास बिल्कुल आऊंगी, और सिर्फ मोटिवेशन ही नहीं, मैं आपको पढ़ा भी सकती हूँ. So I take lot of lectures on leadership. I can come and take lectures for you.
Many of us like will be including me will be graduating this year, so we'll be following you for UPSC. And
UPSC,
just like
yes.
you, like my inspiration, and like every female, the first inspiration is always Dr. Kiran Bedi ma'am, the first IPS.
But मेरे को एक चीज से कष्ट हो जाता है जब लोग मुझे कहते हैं कि यू आर इंस्पिरेशन फॉर गर्ल्स. व्हाई? क्या मैंने खाली लड़कियों का काम किया? डिड आई नॉट वर्क इन अ जेंडर न्यूट्रल एनवायरनमेंट? आई वर्कड इन अ जेंडर न्यूट्रल एनवायरनमेंट. मैं भी बुलसाई के अंदर से वैसी 6 गोलियां निकाल सकती हूँ जैसे कि एक लड़का निकाल सकता है. मैं भी रॉकेट लॉन्चर फायर कर सकती हूँ जैसे एक लड़का कर सकता है. तो मैं क्यों खाली लड़कियों की रोल मॉडल हूँ? क्यों मैं लड़कों की नहीं हूँ?
And like as Om suggested, he's writing in the chat box that you are his you will be the role model even for me. बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से like एक देश की रक्षा करने के लिए एक बेटी को एक बेटी से ज्यादा कैसे हक. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this inspiring event.
I really enjoyed myself. Very well organized event. And मेरे साथ भी भैया screenshots share करना, and I will also flaunt them.
Thank you.
And for me, it's a very, very poignant moment that I'm speaking to the UPSC aspirants. जो मैं कभी थी, आज मैं उनको ज्ञान दे रही हूँ. तो I think life has come full circle for me. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you, ma'am.
everyone for
Thank you
making
so
this
much.
event a success.
Jai Hind.
We would request everyone to leave. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.